All right, this reading is going to be for the sign of Aries. Excuse me, I'm so incredibly unrested. But since I am not being allowed to sleep right now, then I'm just going to go ahead and do the work and let things upload while I get my shut-eye. Let's start with a map of what's going on. So we've got wide open in the reverse. Aries, you could be shut down to something, or like the way that I'm feeling is just irritable. Like I want shut-eye. I don't feel like I'm wide awake. I feel very just, you could be feeling really irritated by something. This is number 42 in the reverse. So if that's relevant to you in some way, you could just be wanting to like not really open yourself up to a whole bunch of, I'm just hearing static energy. There's something also coming through for you specifically about being overexerted. I don't feel overexerted, but that's coming through. It's not my feeling, so I can tell that it's coming from your collective. Yeah, here's protecting treasure in the reverse. You're not open to protecting something any longer. That could be where your exhaustion is coming from or why you're feeling drained. Either somebody's doing this towards you or you're feeling this way towards somebody else or a scenario or whatever. Yep, and then here's number 41 in the reverse. That's unexpected visitors. It's like you're not, yeah, and then you've got dry desert in the reverse. So it's almost like you feel someone rained on your parade. In the upright, you can see that there's like raining coming down. In the reverse, it's like you're already like not open to this, and then someone rained on your parade, and now it's putting you in even worse a mood. And it's like unexpected visitors, almost like someone is showing up at your house without having called, text, or let you know that they were going to be occupying your space. It's an invasion of your privacy, and that you don't want to be open. You're not open to that idea, but you're also not open to protecting something that's constantly trying to take from you or rain on your parade is really what's coming through. I feel like that these are clarifiers. We're gonna get Rider Waite deck. Look. So this is automatically like the title card. Maybe you're feeling like someone is like hacking you almost, or hacking in, like breaking into your space. I did a reading yesterday on kind of the progression of technology, as it were. Yeah, there's someone is like almost gossiping about this. There's gossip going on. It's like someone came over to just flap their gums, like bump their gums together, or to, talk about you or tell you something that you could have looked up on your phone by yourself. You know what I mean? There's no new information here. It's just gossip. That's what's going on. Like today's the 14th. I feel like you could just be feeling like that's someone could be like texting you a whole bunch, or maybe trying to challenge your title when it comes to something, and you're just not really very interested in it. You're not going to tolerate unexpected visitors when you haven't opened your space to that. Okay, and especially not when they're trying to like take something from you that you find to be valuable, that you find to be worthy, that you don't want to be I'm hearing the term like wet and wild. I don't know why the nail polish wet and wild is coming through. It's almost like someone spilled, like they come over uninvited, and then they're like spilling things all over the place, and now you've got wet and wild nail polish all over something that was like you were working on, or that it was your project, or your phone, or your it was not theirs to tamper with in the first place. Yeah, here's the Wheel of Fortune in reverse is Unfortunately, I'm correct about you not really wanting to be open to something. You don't want somebody to have their sticky little fingers in your area. It's almost like if you had a cubicle at work. I don't know why I'm seeing this, but it's like you're working, and instead of the people that you're working with being able to work with you, they're like more interested in like pranking you by spilling coffee all over the documents that you've just finished printing out that you considered to be very important documents or something like that. And it's like you didn't expect for that to happen. Yeah, look, spilled their coffee all over your stuff. Literally spilled their coffee and it was on purpose. I want to say like or at least that's the way you're perceiving it. This dry desert being in the reverse, it's like you were building an oasis for yourself or a space within your cubicle to be um uber productive or uber ready for something that you felt coming towards you, or that you um there's a coffee. There's something about you were like uber ready to kind of put that phone and title came out. It's almost like you had, let's just pretend you work for a tech company since we're talking about the tech from yesterday. Um, it's almost like someone came along and like put a virus in there or something, and that's another way of like spilling into your work. I've heard at Ivy League schools or just in colleges around the country, if you are like in the library, for example, and you leave your computer open and you run to the bathroom really fast, and you've just finished an entire essay that you've typed out, and you're like, wow, now I'm done. I don't have to do this essay tonight. I have some free time to get some extra Z's, right? It's almost like someone, while you were in the restroom, went and deleted your entire essay from your entire computer and downloaded a bug on it instead. That is the most annoying bug you will ever have. It's not really about the bug that's in your computer. It's about the being bugged by other humans, by other people who are jealous of your progress, or who intentionally think it's amusing somehow to watch you struggle. Yeah, here's the hangman. It's almost like they're waiting for you to walk away from your computer. Altogether, this Wheel of Fortune in reverse being a page of cups. It's like a page of cups offer. It's a fishy offer. Your misfortune has been caused by something that was like the fish in the cup, right? And I know fishy is weird because Pisces came right out. This is Pisces card. Someone's been intentionally trying to manipulate. That's the information. It's like, unfortunately, the manipulation was something that was just kind of hanging over your head. It was just a matter of time before that came to surface. And here, yeah, they're causing you mad burdens, mad big burdens. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's after you've created an oasis, they're gonna put you back in the middle of the dry desert without any kind of water. That's the kind of or they have water that has a fish in it. So if you want to drink water, you can drink water, but it's got some type of poison, some type of fish, some type of, I'm just smelling like that seaweed smell. The seaweed, you know how the ocean smells? It's almost like you can't drink ocean water, by the way. Like if you're ever stranded on an island in the middle of the ocean, it is a challenge because if you drink that water, it's so salty that it will dehydrate you and you'll get really sick. Not to mention all the bacteria, all the dead fish, the dead whatever floating, all the different types of animals that live in that water, the bacteria that grows there. It's just not a good situation. And I feel like someone really is kind of taking a lot of pleasure watching you flail. I don't know why the word flail seems important in this. We use the Buddha deck to get some, yeah, look. Whoever's doing this is like really angry human. Has no sense of self-worth, no sense of, yeah, look. They just make stuff up. That's that gossip. kind of, oh, he just, or she just, or they just think they're all that, okay? Well, sometimes, like, she's all that, or he's all that, and you can't do anything about it, okay? That's just the way it is. That somebody is not understanding that no matter what they do to you, they can't take from you the knowledge in your brain, or they can't take from you the integrity inside of who you are. That's something that's going to be a burden for you, just because it's like, if you're really smart. When we were growing up, there was no such thing as like the Blackish kind of movement with Bo. If you've seen Blackish, they've got Rainbow and their children, and it's actually kind of cool at that point for their son to be a huge nerd. That's like the new in culture. When I was younger, it was exactly the opposite. You were a brown noser or a suck up, or a suck up, or a teacher's pet. Okay, if you knew a lot of information, a know it all, and you would get bullied for that. And it's kind of that same energy coming through. It's people making stuff up. This is number 15, about your state of mind. They think that you're angry for no reason. Well, if you're being sabotaged 100% of the time, it's like a zero-sum game. You can't win for losing, because even when you're in a group doing a project with people and using your mental facilities or faculties or room, the space that I'm just thinking this wide open space here, people are still encroaching upon you and still trying to say, oh, look at how angry he gets, or look at the reaction, the rise that we can get. I don't know why I'm hearing the Aries, like the rise that we can get out of this person. If you've ever seen the movie Arisa, it's about a robot lady, but she's put in all these situations that are just really, they're very nasty, unfair situations where she's expected to leap over hurdles and all this stuff to ascertain kind of like her identity. And it's not kind. It is not even sort of kind. It is not even sort of kind. It is cruelty on a level that is kind of iRobot. It's like if you're cruel to the robots that much, eventually they probably will decide that humans are the problem and be like, we should just wipe them all out. And they're not going to feel any type of way because they're robots. You know what I mean? People are behaving like that quite literally at this point. And it's kind of draining to think about, and it's kind of sad. This is Dhamma. Someone's getting their karma, the return on whatever they've sent. This is number 30. It says, don't seek to grasp Dharma with your mind. Don't try to understand it. You can know only when mind is still. That is so important. This is a quote from the Buddha. But that's kind of what I mean. People think that if they delete your paper, suddenly they've deleted the paper from your brain too. Well, you're the one that thought through all of the paragraphs, all of the words, all of the way you were going to organize things. So yes, you might not be able to get it word for word or exactly the way that it was before, but it's not like you couldn't rewrite it. It's just about the inconvenience of having to do that. It's having to be inconvenienced over and over because somebody else finds it amusing to watch you struggle. Okay? Someone finds it very amusing to watch you struggle. While the endless inner mind chatters are in the way, nothing will be able to cut through the noise echoing inside your head. So when you're thinking about like the words that are echoing back to you, that's the part of you that they can't take away. So they can delete the paper, but it's the mind chatter. When endless mind chatter is in the way, nothing will be able to cut through. So that's what I'm saying. People can try to be like, if you ever heard K Camp, cut her off, and nothing to cut the bitch off. Yeah, they've tried to cut you multiple times from whatever project, from whatever is going on. They've Unfortunately, that is the case in this specific scenario. They don't want you being wide open to having this Dhamma, or like this return on your fortune. So they're going to continue to kind of mess with you, is my guess. They're going to continue to mess with you until they get it through their thick ass skulls that there's nothing that they can do about it. If they want to be angry, they're going to remain wanting. There's number 11. 11 came out yesterday, and the technology read pretty significantly as well. Um, they want, that's what you need to understand. Try not to take it personally, because what they want is for you to feel wanting. And you don't want for anything. Like, you literally have everything that you could possibly ask for. Not only in your physical space, because you'll learn your lesson and not take your computer, or not leave your computer sitting out for other people to rifle through. There's a special kind of retarded, like there's a special kind of stupid, there's a special kind of like slow-minded person that wants to cheat that way. And it's the ones that don't, their mind does not grasp it much at all. Okay, like they don't have the capacity to think for themselves, so they're just hanging on your every word and trying to be like, let's time him and see how long he's gonna work before we go in there and mess everything up. Okay, that's the kind of person that you don't want to be friends with in the first place. Okay, the special type of let's just say idiots that just dedicate their life to trying to trip you up. That's bad karma on them. You see, this bad karma is in the reverse. Their wheel of fortune is already upside down. They already know that they're imbeciles. Okay? Your dharma or your dhamma, your return, is to be the one that adds on. You know, if you're at an Ivy League school, I'm just looking at dhamma. If you're at an Ivy League school and you're blessed to have that kind of education, if you're cheating to get through, or if you're having to manipulate or trip other people in your class to, it's like the Facebook uh debacle, you know. If you have to steal someone else's ideas to do a TED talk, if you have to encroach or infringe upon someone else's intellectual property in order to be somebody, that means you're nobody. You're Mr. Nobody. You're going to go down in history, even if it's only something that you personally know for yourself. You're going to go down in history as somebody who could not ever stand up on their own, who could never support their own thought processes, and who had always had, yeah, look, you're going to age faster than anybody else. Your brain actually uses more energy than any other organ in your body. It's an energy hog. So when you use your brain diligently, when you get enough sleep, treat yourself to things, or and you that's a natural protection of treasure. Okay, that's in the upright. When it comes to like aging in reverse, like if you're aging and there's no treasure behind it, it just means you didn't create that treasure. You did not create that treasure. You took it out of someone else's cup and then offered it to yourself. That's all it was. I'm hearing a lot of Tuck Everlasting. It's about a well that is found in the middle of the forest that has water in it, and it's been a secret for years, but it's got water that deters or stops or halts aging. This is kind of what that is. It's like someone is aging really rapidly because they've been offering fishy offers to somebody, and they don't have the treasure. They don't have access to the wellspring of your mind. They don't know always what you're doing, what you're thinking, what you're feeling. So they're trying to manipulate you into not being who you are, which is the most decrepit mindset you could possibly have. That will actually age you faster than anything else. Just FYI for people out there. What the aging card says is number 25, by the way. The gift of time is something to rejoice. I'm telling you, someone is sitting there watching you, trying to figure out when they could stick their foot out. They don't want you stepping over their foot. They want you stepping in a pile of dung, or they want you to slip and fall. They want to rain on your parade. They don't want you to be able to protect what you naturally are full of. And yeah, everyone's full of crap. Everyone takes poop. Everyone poops, right? But this is not about that. This is about understanding that when you have a goal for yourself, you shouldn't have to try to make it a competition. Your goal is not someone else's goal. They're not the same thing at all. So when you age someone or yourself by trying to give them fishy offers or playing stupid games with somebody, write your own damn essay. Write your own damn essay. Write yourself a letter and tell yourself why you feel that way, that you need to literally cloud somebody in their space in order to, like, it's like someone having a MySpace account or a Black Planet account and someone hacking it just to make sure that the person who originally started it can't access it anymore. Good for you. The person can start a new one. Like, what is the point of that outside of just being annoying? There's no point. And if you drink from this wellspring and you find Tuck Everlasting and you want to offer a cup of it to someone else, understand that actually living forever is not necessarily a wise thing to do either. I'm hearing that song forever, forever, ever, forever, never. Okay. You are going to get old eventually. Even if you look young, you're going to have body aches, welts, sores. You're going to watch the people that you love around you die. You can have kids, but you watch them die too unless you make them drink out of that same water cup. It's a fishy offer. It is nothing to play with. People want to play it off like it's all just a joke. Like, I'm just JK. No, it's not. It's not a joke. This is not a joke for someone to have this much burden on their back. That is a lot of work to carry 10 wands every single day, okay? There is such a thing as karma. I didn't really notice this, but the hangman has a card behind it. Yeah, look. Somebody is just waiting to offer you headache with the unexpected visitors. They want you to have a headache. They want you to be full of irritation, agitation, and negative karma, negative fortune. So, however you need to sidestep that, you need to go ahead and do it. There's angry mind in the reverse. Like I said, however you need to do this, go ahead, go punch a pillow or go work out or go do something. But this angry mindset of like, just bitch it. Like, do you realize that that's when you put that out there, that's what you're going to get back? It's the Dharma. A number one, Dharma. B number two, aging. And C number three, no more angry mind. Simmer down now. Okay? Take several seats. This person who is just waiting to do this to you, who thinks they're pulling the wool over your eyes, no, they're not. Like, you're not even angry at them for being that freaking daft. Okay? You're just like, are you, like, what is the point of this? Like, why are you, I guess a bully doesn't know why they're a bully. They just are. This says, when anger arises, think of the consequences. This is going back to that whole, in the originals, they live forever or a really long time. So do werewolves, so do witches. They live for a long time. They're very youthful, but the price that they pay for that is so high that biting somebody to sire a new vampire or a new werewolf or make a new witch, like hex somebody to make a new witch, that is a really heavy responsibility, even for the person that does it. That is never free. Like, nothing is free in this world, including bad, like, acts of negativity. Acts of positivity are not free either. So that's the knowledge that's here. Often, as you gather the fragmented parts of yourself together after being angry and start to peel off the layers of emotion, you might discover what is hidden underneath that is fueling your anger, and it may be a source of healing in your own wounds. Of your own wounds. Okay? Don't be angry at these idiots that are hanging out waiting to push you off the swing set or knock you off the monkey bars or hack your passwords. Don't even be angry at them. Just move on. If they keep doing it over and over again, it's more of a reflection of them than it is of you yourself. Okay. Bottom of the deck, ignorant mind, number 13. I'm going to leave that exactly where it's at. You get the idea, Aries. Good luck.